Shabbat Shalom. Before I get started, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rechah Kwadash, to the apostles and elder bishop of Great Millstone who rule well. I'd like to give double honor. Shalom to the 144,000, to the 1/3, to the hopeful elect. Shalom. I don't have a name for this lesson yet, but I wanted to go into this video because I was watching it and I seen it and the spirit jumped on me to do a little quick lesson talking about how the prophets of old had already prophesied about nuclear weapons. In this animated video, as it says in the description, it's a simulation of the atomic attack on Hiroshima in 1945. But we know thousands and thousands of years before the first nuclear bomb was ever detonated, the Bible spoke on it. It was already prophesied in bits and pieces here and there in the Bible of certain prophets talking about the nuclear destruction that's going to go on in this age. So in this lesson, I'm going to bring out at least 3 of those scriptures. So let's go ahead. All right. This is Isaiah 34:4. And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall roll together as a scroll. And in this video, you seen after the nuclear attack was detonated and people was blown to bits or melted, or however you want to put it, you saw the mushroom cloud form as the clouds at least 3 to 4 times fell in upon themselves, or as the scriptures say, like a scroll that rolled together. Now you got to think, Isaiah lived at least 2 to 3,000 years before the first nuclear bomb was even created. And for him to be able to see that already before before this was even thought about, before the technology was even created, before Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai created the Smith for this nuclear bomb, he gave those visions to his prophet. As Amos 3:7 say, surely Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai would do nothing but revealing his secret to his servants, the prophets. And we're seeing Isaiah talk about this same mushroom cloud. Because you got to remember, at that point, there was no nuclear weapon, no bombs, anything of this magnitude to where they can compare it. So he used his what he knew to describe what he's seeing. So like he said, like the scroll rolling together, that's the nuclear mushroom cloud being shown. And the heavens shall roll together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down, as a leaf falleth off the vine, and as a falling of the fig tree. And we saw all the hosts falling down, man. In this video, we'll watch as these people drop once that nuclear explosion went off. We saw people, we saw their eyes melting out of their heads. We saw them being severely burned by the heat that come from the nuclear bomb. I think they say the attack on a nuclear bomb is hotter than the sun. Matter of fact, let's see if that holds true for the nukes that was set off in 1945. Nukes. Let's see what they gonna tell us. Yes, the temperature generated at the core of the nuclear explosion in 1945 was significantly hotter than the sun. And we're gonna get that word significantly let's see, significantly, in a sufficient, great, or important way as to be worthy of attention, in a way that has a particular meaning. And we'll go with that first definition. In a significantly great, so even the nuclear bomb that went off in 1945, big fat boy and I forget the other one. It says they were significantly hotter than what the core of the sun was. So as this simulation showed, we watched as people literally melted on their feet. But guess what? The prophets also seen that. We're gonna go to 2 Peter 3:10. It's like it. But the day of the Lord, no, not 2 Peter 3:10. Salakia. Zephaniah 14:12. Zechariah 14:12. Salakia again. And it shall come the day, this shall be the plague wherewith Yahweh shall smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand on their feet. And we watched this in the movie, in a little video clip. After the bomb went off, people's flesh literally getting ripped off their body. They're being charred by that nuclear explosion, which says the core of the explosion is hotter than the sun. We're watching them literally just burn to death. Remember, it was a simulation, so you can imagine what kind of pain they felt once that heat hit them. I mean, it might have been instant, but you felt all of that. As you seen one woman with her baby, she done fell over on top of them. And the eyes shall consume away in their holes. Did we not see those people who was hit by that, who at ground zero, eyes consume away in their hole? Like their eyes literally melted up out of their head, tongues up out of their mouth. We just said that, and their tongue shall be consumed away in their mouth. See, the Bible has already described these things. Yahweh Ba'ashem Havashai gave his servant the prophet visions to see these things that happened thousands of years before they even came to pass. This is why the Bible is the best-selling book ever, but also one of the most, really the most truthful book ever in existence. Because how did these men who never even heard of a nuclear bomb, didn't even have the technology to understand what it was, or even the understanding of what they were seeing, but they describe events that happen in nuclear attacks. That's wild, man. But think about how scary that is. You watching this giant explosion go off. You see the clouds rolling together as a scroll, but you also seeing people being horribly burned to death, to where their flesh consume away, their eyes melting out their head, their tongues out their mouth. They're being burnt up from the feverish heat that these nuclear bombs generate once they go off. And like I said, I'm only doing 3, but there's many scriptures that describe the devastation, the effects of nuclear destruction. And we're going to end it out here in that 2 Peter 3:10. But the day of Yahweh will come as a thief in the night, in which the heaven shall pass away with a great noise. And that great noise is going to be that nuclear explosion. Once you hear that loud boom, it's over with, man. And the elements shall melt with fervent heat. And the earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up. So that fervent heat, once it hit, man, everything is going to be burnt up, as we seen in that little video. Buildings, animals, people, plant, it didn't matter. Rocks, none of that matter. Because you got to remember, the core temperature of a nuclear explosion is hotter than the sun, man. It's hotter than the sun. Let that ring a bell to you. So if you right at ground zero when it go off, man, that's instant dust. You done melted back into base elements again. Like I said, the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Now, before I go, let's try to get that in another translation. We all know AMP is one of my favorite. But the day of Yahweh, by Hashem Shai, will come like a thief, and the heavens will vanish with a mighty and thunderous roar. And if you ever watch the video of a nuke going off, it's a mighty roar, man, when it explodes. And the material elements will be destroyed with intense heat. And the earth and the works thereof and the works that are on it will be burnt up. That intense heat that's hotter than the sun, man. That shows you. Let's see, can we get one more? Let's see if I can find one more that I like. No, not that one. Let's try maybe the GNT. But the day of Yahweh will come like a thief. On that day, the heavens will disappear with a shrill noise. The heavenly bodies will burn up and be destroyed. Nah, not that one. You know what? That's all right. That AMP had enough what I wanted. But that was just 3 scriptures that came to mind when I watched this video. We literally watched the scriptures play themselves out in this video, which was a simulation of real life. So there could have been a way we could have been there and watched. We'd have watched these scriptures actually play out. We'd have watched the prophets tell you of the things that they saw, and we'd have watched it play out in this situation where they dropped those nukes on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. It's mind blowing, because you got to think about the time when these prophecies was brought out, but also you get to see them play out. Yahweh Shimon Havashai open our eyes to see that they was talking about nukes and not anything else. But that's all I had to say on that. I hope the video was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Havashai. Shabbat Shalom.